Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? Happy Friday. We made it. We are cooking through the week. I mean, this week was so boring compared to last week, but we are having a green day. Green, 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 green. That's how I'm feeling today. So check this out. We'll start here and we'll click straight into the live portfolio. But we've got the S&P down 0.27% today. Click over to our live portfolio. We're up 135 bucks. You know, that's not a huge move on it. I mean, we had a couple of days this week where we were up a couple thousand and that sort of thing. But these are the days that I live for. These are the alpha generating days when we have the market down and we are still up. I'm going to give a big shout out to a lot of the stocks that we have talked about in this show. Hey, everybody that's joining into the chat. GMHI, ZM, MRNA. All of you are big winners today. And even better, those are all stocks that we pitched here live in the show, bought during the show. And they're keeping the portfolio afloat. So let's hammer through them in order. First one, Gore's Metropolis. This is a SPAC attack. This is the one SPAC that I own and added into our portfolio. We bought this one. It's a LiDAR company that they're acquiring. LiDAR, if you don't know, that sort of does like the sensors and that sort of thing for the self-driving vehicles. They got a deal today. The Target acquisition company got a deal today with Mobileye. That's a big public company, Israeli company. Stock up 16.5%. Let's go GMHI. Number 2 on the list, we've got Zoom, everybody's favorite COVID stock, Zulu Mike. Zoom up 7%. Zoom is rising higher for us today on all the new COVID cases that we're having. U.S. shout out. We've got another all-time high record day of COVID cases. And guys, as you're flowing in here, throw us a like because we're having a green day for everyone. Number 3 on the list to call out, Moderna MRNA. That is our vaccine stock. We sold half of the position this week. We're still hanging on to the other half. We're up 41% in this bad boy. Again, being driven by the COVID hires. So basically, we got these 3 stocks. Again, they're all stocks that we pitched on the show, bought live during the show in the real portfolio. And again, even though we're only up 100 bucks so far today, I love these days. I live for these days when we've got the market down 0.28%, because then we're generating some real alpha. But what's up, Zinger Nation? We did it. We made it through a week. This is our first week where we're calling ourselves Zinger Nation. I like that. We're getting some good trades. Drop us in the tickers. Throw me some tickers that you guys are looking at, and we will get to clicking through them as we're going through the show. Long Pro Kinga here with me. Also long Moderna. Again, things nearing 100 bucks. I thought that we were too late when we got into it, around 60. This thing just keeps going. Give you guys a preview of what we've got going on in the show today. We're going to be talking Tesla. Jason Raznick's favorite stock. Jason is going to be joining us shortly here later today. So we're going to be talking Tesla, some trades on Tesla. We are going to be bringing a hedge fund manager on the show. He's going to be talking hedge fund strategies. So that's another cool segment that we have today. I'm going to look at that NEO trade, that damned NEO trade that we got totally screwed on in a second here. All thanks to Neil Hamilton. His Twitter is at Neil's tweets. At Neil's tweets. I'm dropping this in the chat, in the YouTube chat, at Neil's tweets. Please tweet him a mean tweet because he lost me 300 bucks on Neo by pushing me into a trade there. I'm going to be doing 2 live trades with new stocks that we're adding into the portfolio. And then the last thing that we're going to do before we leave today, we are going to drop in a survey for the show. We started this yesterday. We shared a Google Form survey for everybody to name the show. I mean, we've been doing this for like a month now. We don't even have a name for it. I mean, come on, we got to get our act together. We just like picking stocks. We don't like doing all the formalities like a Spencer Israel might. But it's time to pick a name. So we're going to be getting a name for the show. And I mean, that's gonna run us pretty tightly through the end of the day. So that's the deal, guys. Sound good? And again, throw us a like. We're bringing the trade ideas. The whole point of this show, the reason why we're spending this time together every single day. There's 45 minutes, 50 minutes here together is to make this the best trade idea resource out there. I mean, we want this to be the best way to find trade ideas of any other option that we have available. And we couldn't do it without Zinger Nation out there, right? I'm going to provide ideas. Jason's going to provide ideas. Our guests are going to provide ideas. But I mean, we've got such a big crowd. Yes. And will we get to the chat challenge? Yes, we'll get to the chat challenge too.
No, hold on. Can you guys hear me?
It's a green day, baby. We hear you.
All right. Well, listen to this. Did you talk about my special guest?
I did, yes.
Okay. So I had Josh Brown on, as you guys know, Reform, or you didn't talk about him. I had him on the Reform Broker this morning.
Yep.
Josh Brown just wrote a book, how people invest, and I got autographed copies from him. It says 2 months delay for delivery on Amazon, but I have them hot off the press in my house.
Damn.
And
okay.
so if you go out on Twitter and say, "Come watch," our afternoon show, and put the YouTube link, and then
you need a hashtag.
Zinger
Nation.
Zinger Nation.
Going in the chat. Let's go.
I will search for it later, and I will be giving out one of those books, or maybe two. But give a link to come watch it on YouTube, because
Jason, that's not prudent. If the books are sold out, we could probably sell them for a lot of money.
That's true. We could probably make a lot of money marking those things up right now.
Exactly what I'm thinking.
Yep. And then, and Josh could write a personal note if you the winner, if you guys give me a personal note, then you can get whatever. But you got to post. You got to post often. Post Facebook. Post Twitter. Let's drive up some users here, because I have a special guest coming on at 12:35, who's probably one of the best investors I know. Gave me a stock pick recently that was insane.
Yes.
He gave me TAST, TAST at 195. It's at 590. Go ahead, Luke. Sorry.
I was just gonna say. I mean, JC on I think that yesterday, time flies. JC on yesterday. I mean, he was awesome, right? I mean, he gave us 3 trades. He gave us the exact option setup, price targets, all that. But the guest who's coming on today, I think is probably the best guest that we're bringing onto the show. I'm going to be so bold. And I love having JC on and Matt Maley and those guys.
He may not be a high energy, but he's one of the smartest guys there is when it comes to hedge fund investing, and worked with the best of the best.
I mean, the best of the best. I don't know if we can disclose which funds, but I mean, the best of the best.
We'll let him decide who wants to do that. But, okay. I mean, he did some of the biggest
It's a household
deals.
Name funds that he's worked at, and yeah, it's crazy.
Yes. And I mean, gave me this big stock pick. I don't even want to say hold on. Why is my message? I'm trying to message him, invite him to get on right now. Here we go. Okay. All right. So Luke, keep going with what you were saying. So I'm just doing some computer stuff.
All right. So I was setting up the day. I went through this. Jason, check out the screen. These are the days that I love, right? We got the market down 0.28%. We're having a green day, and check this out. 3 stocks at the top of the portfolio today, up 17%, 6.5%, 5.5%. All stocks that we pitched on the show and bought live on the show. So that's what's pushing us up, baby.
And I know no one gives a shit, but my portfolio is the highest it's ever been, ever. And that's with taking money out of it when I needed to invest in something, cash-wise. It's the highest. I mean, my Upworks, if you guys on the show, I was telling people at Tesla, 390 to 410. You can take out old clips. You can get Mitch to go do that. And people are saying Tesla's dead money. It wasn't moving. It didn't do shit. And I bought calls. I bought the November 20s. I bought the December 20s and the January 20s. I bought them. I bought the 480s, 500s. Wait, Jacoby's. Wait, hold on, guys. Hold on. I don't know why he's calling. He has to
All right.
the link.
Mute yourself while you talk to him.
Right.
And let's talk. We're going to get to more Tesla in a second, because we're going to talk about some live Tesla options trades. I'm going to put on a live Tesla options trade. But while we're doing that, I'm going to talk about this NEO trade that I made that went south and what caused the breakdown. So basically on Tuesday, we decided to buy a call option on NEO. And let me add the screen here so you can see where we're at. Make the big screen. There we go. All right. So on Tuesday, we had NEO was reporting earnings after the close, right? So we decided to make a trade on NEO. We bought a call option on the stock at a $50 strike price expiring Friday, right? The stock was at maybe $46. We bought the 50 calls expiring Friday, very short term, basically on the thesis that if this thing beats earnings, it's going to explode, especially after some of the weakness and the shakeout following the Citron report. The stock did report decent numbers, not blowout numbers, and we didn't get the price action that we wanted. You know, we should have closed the trade then. I mean, everybody in the chat called this one right. They said, you know what, you were betting on a binary event. The binary event didn't come through. Close the trade. We didn't. We doubled down. We lowered our average price a little bit to $1.74, but now we're in this thing with 2 contracts. So essentially 200 shares. And let's do some of this math here. 3. So now we're down about $300 on this Neo trade. You know, the trade on Neo into earnings already, it was a speculative trade, right? I don't normally invest like that. You guys know I'm more of an investor than a trader. I like to do stock picking and holding them for weeks to months. You know, but we took a flyer on it to have some fun. We should have closed it when the thesis didn't play out. Instead, we revenge traded a little bit. We were having fun with Neil on here. You know, and so we averaged down, and now we're getting smoked in this thing. So with an average price of $1.74, let's look at where Neo's at right now. So Neo's at 49.40. So I mean, this thing would need to get to $52 for us to break even. So if we get a run back up into this 50 range again while we're on the show, I'm going to go ahead and close this one out while we're on the show. If we're not getting that and we're getting the end of showtime, I'm gonna go ahead and close that one out, chalk up the loss, and move on. But again, the chat all called it right, and I mean that's why we're all here, right? It's the ideas again, not just from me and Jason, but from the whole group. So there is the Neo trade. And Jason, are you back with us? Or not quite? In a minute.
I was just out there trying to promote because I'm trying to win the Josh Brown autograph book. So I'm on my Twitter right now. My Twitter's at
Nice.
Jason Raznick. Duncan Deal, etc. So I'm just promoting.
And guys, we've got 107 people on the stream. We have 17 likes. Come on now.
So I will say a couple more things. Yep. This guest, I just spoke with him. He's fine with me saying it. He worked at Trian, that is Nelson Pellets. He worked there for 10, 12 years. He was on the board of multiple companies. Did the Dunkin' Donuts deal, Dow Chemical, a bunch more, Wendy's. He was as close as you can get to it. He also, you know, he gave me my QRTA trade, which is a no-brainer. He gave me my TAST trade, no-brainer, TAST. And he looks at these companies very deeply and knows the cash value, what's the marginal safety, what's if this happens, what would happen. He was a guy that I tried to.
And he does deeper fundamental analysis than I guarantee anybody who's watching.
If I read
YouTube, Twitter, Facebook,
if I read you some of the emails that we get on QRTEA, and when I say he invests money in size, the numbers are significant. The dollar amounts he's investing, like just shocking significant, because I went to college with him, and so, but like he writes these things. I mean, just so many things. Like so QRTA. Okay, he gave us to us like at a quarter of the price, but like here's a little of his thing. All right, the stock is volatile, and I had a good week. As I planned, I sold 10% of my position. Now it's 30%, 1% of my portfolio. It's thankfully been the gift that keeps on giving during the time of market turmoil, while some people began wondering why paying 1,000x earnings for tech companies makes sense. There's an investor day coming up next Thursday, so my hunch is people will speculate that they may announce another share buyback, expect some strength. I still think it's a $10 or more value. The company shits cash close to $3 in cash flow per share to be exact. My basis is $5.50. When you back out the preferred stock and special dividend we got in September, just want to make sure you guys know I'm sticking to my plan. And here's this concentrate further, and then there's a lot more on this dividend. Now they're going to give another special dividend. This guy is like, no, do you know what I mean? Like it's just so deep that when I invest in it, I'm not worried about it. You know, like I just go. Yeah. So
I love like hearing how these hedge fund guys think about like fundamental analysis. Like I was listening to this clip yesterday from Ackman, and basically he's like, we just have a team that just digs and digs and digs and figure out like what's the fair value of this business. Whenever it's a big differential, we then start to dig and dig and dig and figure out why is the market not valuing this business the same way we are. And once we find that problem, can we solve that problem or not? You know what I mean? It's just like the way they think about these names is so genius.
And one of the things I think I'd want to ask this guest is, do the hedge funds speak to each other? Like when Ackman finds a deal like that, does he call up Brian and pitch these things? How does
That's a
that work?
good one. That's a good one.
And I don't know what Brian can say, but I think it's just a good educational thing. Don't look for a quick stock pick from him. We can have him on in the future, but Brian doesn't call me with stock picks all the time. It's not his game. Big fundamental approach to investing and financial approach. When they talk about Excel wizards, he created Excel. Put it that way. So
wow. I mean, he's had a lot of success with that.
Do you want to
Should we talk? You want to talk Tesla?
Oh yeah, let's do Tesla real quick. Okay, so what do you want to talk about Tesla?
All right, so I want to talk. Oh, okay, Brian Jacoby's here. Should we bring him on?
I saw that he was here. That's why I was asking you. Do you want to
okay, sorry.
bring him on, or do you want to?
Paying attention.
Yeah, because he's at a conference.
He's a busy guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. He has kids, and he likes to play at the beach all day. Just kidding.
He watches a lot of TV too. I've heard from you. All day.
All right. He can't even say anything back because he's not in. But let's bring him on.
All right,
guys, smash that like before we bring him on. Smash that like so we can get this to get out there. Share it on your social, and I'm giving away Josh Brown signed books. Oh my God, Upwork at $36. I gave you guys Upwork at $15. I gave it $15. You guys should be making so much money on that. You should be sending me dividend checks right now, all you guys. Holy cow! I mean, unbelievable.
Upwork.
How about so many calls on that thing? Boom. Okay, Brian Jacoby.
Jason Raznick, how we doing?
How you doing? Look at that beard. Wow.
You like it? Credibility, right?
Yeah, it's credibility. Makes you look older now that you're, all out there, entrepreneur, investor. Brian, can you share your background with our listeners a little bit?
Sure. I think of myself as an investor. I spent the better part of 20 years helping build a company called Trian with Nelson Peltz and other mentors. Had a great run. When I hit 40, I told him and some of the founders that it was time to move on and do something operational and entrepreneurial. And so I'm now 42 and, investing on my own, spending time in the private markets and the public markets. But I really learned from the best and the guys at Trian are just fantastic investors. We had, what we called operational and engaged share owner strategy, which is basically an interesting moniker to use for liquid private equity. So I think I heard you a few minutes ago saying value fundamental basis, and that's exactly the best way to think about it. I'd say some people use the word activist. We own the catalyst to help close the gap between what the intrinsic value of the security was and where it was trading. And we did it better than anybody else in a liquid way. And so I learned how to get very deep in value companies in a very specific set of verticals. I covered consumer, non-balance sheet, consumer services, and materials as well. So Dow DuPont, I invested there. We ran a proxy contest. I was on the board at Arby's, Inspire Brands, serving the Wendy's board. So QSR, I love, a lot of passion for cheeseburgers, as you know. I basically stick to what I know a lot about, where I think I have an edge. But again, now that I'm on my own, I'm pursuing investments in a couple different areas. I'd say the privates and the publics. On the private side, in the franchising space and the coding space, and then on the public side, again, the sectors that I know very well.
So can you go into I want people to see how you think a little bit. Can you go into why you gave my brother and I QRTEA? I know you're gonna they're not gonna totally get it, but just give the cliff notes to what your logic was and why you took such a concentrated position in it.
Sure. So as I think about it, and as I spend my time now as a passive investor using my own capital for just myself, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving anybody trading.
By the way, hold on, guys. Guys, is Brian's audio? Can you guys all hear him well? Sometimes Brian, there's a little ding, but I think it's not you. I think it's our thing. I just want to make sure you guys can hear Brian fine. If you can hear Brian fine.
It is breaking up a little bit for me. I can still hear what he's saying fine, but it is a little choppy.
Are you what's your microphone? Your computer?
I'm on a Bose headset here. Let me try.
That's the microphone?
Let me take it off. Let's see. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, just not as well, but there's no buzz. Keep talking.
Okay. Yeah. So if this is better, I'm happy to keep talking.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. Just talk a little louder or closer into the computer. Okay, cool.
All right. It's my iPad, actually.
Oh.
So as I think about investing for myself, for my own accounts, and again, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not giving anybody financial advice. I encourage everybody to do their own work. I like special situations. I like spins, split offs, catalysts. I like when there's an event coming. And so a friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, who has been an investor for also about 20 years, he and I speak multiple times a day about investing and with our own capital, nobody else's. And he's covered some industries that complement my industry background. And so one of those industries is cable and media. And I am far from a cable or media expert, but we talked about a company called Curate Retail. It's one of the Liberty subsidiaries. They own QVC. Think of it as a boring business that's been sort of fallen off the radar for people, secular decliner, hybrid cable / retailer. Well, it turns out, the core customer is stuck at home and needing some retail therapy, needing things to do, and investing in the nest. And so in August, we saw that John Malone and Liberty was going to give people an event. We read that there was a special dividend coming of $1.50 and $3 in a pref, and the stock was at 10. So that tells me, okay, you're getting 45% of your company back in 2 weeks when the stock is at 10. That de-risks the capital. You're renting a lot of exposure, but getting a lot of it back. So this company, oh, by the way, generates almost $3 in free cash flow per year. So you're buying it for under 2 times free cash flow. It's trading like a bank.
And sorry, what's the ticker on that one?
QRTEA.
Thank you.
So this is the A stock, not the Liberty stock. This is the old Liberty Interactive that owns QVC. So QVC merged with HSN and Zulily. It's basically a monopoly in broadcast retail think of it as QVC.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so what's interesting, and my partner who we talk every day on has covered the company for 10 years. And I'd say 3-4 years ago, the company became derated because it stopped growing. But COVID, turns out, ended up being a big tailwind for the business. But it almost doesn't matter what the company does. If I took away the business description and I just showed you the income statement with a 15% EBITDA margin, a history of growth, and a prolific free cash flow profile, you'd say, I'd pay 15 times for this business. Well, we bought it for under 3 times free cash flow. And there were catalysts coming. And then
so was it only at 3 times just because it had fallen off people's radars, or what was the catalyst for it dropping only 3 times cash flow?
Yeah, so in 2016 and 17, they did a merger. They had some integration issues with HSN, Home Shopping Network. Okay. And then combined with the cord-cutting headwinds, people think that it's a secular declining business. And it had declined 1 to 3% a year for about 3 or 4 years. So you can see the chart. It came down from like 30 to, say, $10. And again, this isn't an industry I had a lot of confidence in. I knew it. I spent some time in it. My friend spent a decade in it, following it, going to headquarters, et cetera. I like the idea of, look, it's a very liquid stock. It's an over $3 or $4 billion market company. You have a very interesting catalyst. I can't find anything that trades like this that also grows like this. Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is, in COVID, they had a 10% EBITDA growth in Q2. They had a 24% EBITDA growth in Q3. And wow. Some of that's a little working capital, but this company's on fire. And nobody cares. You know what I mean? Because and that's what's so interesting about it. So to us, when the company said we're going to dividend and recap the capital, the $3 preferred dividend and the $1.50 special dividend on September 14th, that's telling us, okay, they want to start returning cash flow to shareholders. And that's where I think people missed this, because it traded at 3 or 4 times cash flow, 4 times earnings a little lower than cash flow. But when the company shits cash, $3 a year, yep, there's so much flexibility. And they're basically telling you now, with another special dividend this morning, that we are going to return this cash to shareholders. And for a value investor, cash flow is king. I mean, you can't lie about cash. Cash flow is powerful. And, it's just a company that's been unloved. And so you can see, look, it's still well below its prior peaks, but it's still trading very, very cheap for what it is.
And basically, you're saying that the catalyst that will lead to multiple expansion and just more attention into the stock is them changing their dividend profile and starting to pay some of these big yields out to shareholders.
Yeah, I think of it a little bit differently. I think of it as look at some price. So terminal value is a question for every company, right? And so
Yep.
when you pay 10 or 20 times EBITDA for some of the QSR assets, like the ones that I love and have invested in and served boards for, they trade at the prices they trade at because there's no terminal value question. The free cash flow is very stable. Wendy's has been around 50 years. It'll be around another 50 years. It doesn't even trade on EBITDA. People don't think of EBITDA. Free cash flow is actually the barometer. For a company that people question, will it be around in 3 years? Well, it's trading at 2 or 3 times cash flow. But then, if you ran a DCF, there's almost a price where it doesn't matter what you think about the terminal value. But because they're now returning that cash flow to you, it really doesn't matter whether you pay 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Rates are zero. So good luck trying to find a cash flow stream that's going to give you these kinds of returns. And also, by the way, grow earnings. And so for us, it was kind of a mispriced security. It's still a mispriced security here, but it's starting to work. And so, look, it's a little bit of the gift that keeps on giving. I heard Jason reading my email to him and his brother. Look, I just gave it to a couple friends just because I put some capital in, and we're glad it worked. But
then you get Jason to come on here and pump the stock.
Exactly.
Wait, but someone did ask, is it still a buy?
Yeah, I'd say because there's a new dividend coming. They announced $1.50 that's coming on in mid-December. I would have said I'd own it to 13 or 15. Again, I am not a financial advisor. Everybody should do their own work. I happen to own this stock, so don't listen to me. Do your own work. But
no.
But you said they're paying $1.50 in December.
Yeah.
And the stock's at $10.
Correct.
I mean, that seems like a no-brainer to me.
They just paid. So just so you know, when we bought it in August at $10, they paid us $4.50 on September 14th, and the stock went up. And so if you think about it, the X stock became $5.50 at that point, and that $5.50 is now $10. So we've doubled our money on the equity. If you think about it that way, in a market that hasn't moved, right? It's real. I mean, not a whole lot, especially for the sector.
No, it's unbelievable. And you guys, I give stock picks, and I know a lot of you guys like mine. I think some of them are from Brian. So I'm looking at my Benzinga.
Wait a minute. You've been cheating the whole time. You make me find my own ideas, but okay.
Yeah, and I just get them from Brian. Yeah. So I'll give. I mean, Luke, you got one of Brian's though. So Luke may have a little.
I did.
I'll give Brian credit in a second, but let Luke, you have a bone to pick. So go ahead.
All right, so Brian, Jason had been talking you up to me. He says the smartest guy I know in markets. Home runs all day, and so I went pretty heavy into the stock that Jason was buying. Ticker is TACO, Del Taco Restaurants.
Yeah.
I
didn't have a good time on that one.
Yeah, no, that has not been a gain for me as well. And so look, I think Del
Taco. No, not now it is though.
Yeah, no, from the bottom. If you bought it in March, you would have been fine. I bought Wendy's in March at $9. I bought Carol's at $1.30, which is the lowest.
That's amazing.
That's Carol's is Carol's is TAST. I bought it at $1.49, and we didn't take huge positions in it. But I'm one of the few that.
Yeah, if you go from $1.49 to $6, I mean, that's a hell of a trade in 3 months.
I mean,
I think that I would have bought calls if I could. I'm not a big derivatives guy, but the stock was trading like a call option. It was basically going to go away until the PPP loan framework came out. And then there's just so much operating leverage in those companies, both financially and operationally. But Del Taco, to your question. So that's a regional company, doesn't really grow much. Very interesting. It's a highly franchised company, but it's to me, it's in the sort of category of Bojangles and Carl's Jr. and Hardee's as companies that are great in a region, but they don't really export. So it's great in Southern California. It's still cheap for what it is. It was SPAC'd, before SPACs were so hot. It's still trading at 8 times ish EBITDA. Look, I think private equity is going to buy it one day. I think, Roar Capital, they just, they're trying to buy Dunkin' Donuts at a very high multiple. Now, Dunkin' is a very different company. That's a high growth, scaled asset, very special, with some white space west of the Mississippi. But Del Taco, it'll work, over time. Again, it's a schlockier company in this.
You still like this one?
Yeah, I'd own it. Again, it's a mid-cap company. especially in this market. I haven't looked at the multiple in a while. What's it, 9 times EBITDA, maybe 9.5?
Let's see if I have it quickly. Yeah, I don't know. I'm showing negative EBITDA. Would that make sense?
No, that's not right. There's no
Yeah,
way.
so I don't. I got bad data then.
Yeah, it's cheap for what it is. It might be 9, it might be 10.
I tried it. I tried it during Corona time. Del Taco went to like $4.
Mhm.
I called Brian multiple times. So I wanted to do like an LBO buyout, a buyout of the whole company because I owned it, and at that price it was probably a reasonable buyout. I mean, Brian, I drove by my Del Taco 3 nights ago when I got back from the airport from New York. The line was 16 cars long. I couldn't get Del Taco. I had to go to the competitor Taco Bell, and I felt very guilty about it.
All right, so wait, we got to bring the chat into this one.
Hold on.
If you guys want Jason to buy out Del Taco, give us a one in the chat.
Yeah,
I want my coupons.
Yeah, I wanted to own Del Taco, and Brian's like, you know, he didn't. He's less crazy or entrepreneurial than me, I guess. I don't know. Although he would say he's an entrepreneur, right?
Well, yeah, you know, for the first time after 20 years, I am an entrepreneur. Well, we were financial entrepreneurs. If you think about it, you know, what we did at Triumph was really special. I mean, you know, so anyway, so I think, you know, I think Raz is a fantastic entrepreneur. He's got a great nose for the markets. I think he needs me to validate some of his crazy ideas so I can give him some, you know, some street cred.
Well, that's why I want to go through some of the, so guys, I'm just going to go through real quick some of the picks Brian gave me that are actually still in. Some of the ones I'm not in, but so I'll go with it real quick. So Carol's we went through, that's TAST.
Yeah.
He told me like, you know, whatever, and I bought it at 149 and it's up 300%, and I bought it at $1.49. I bought like not even that much of it, you know, under a $10,000 buy, and it's up, as you guys can figure out, up $30,000. You know what I mean? It's huge numbers, right? That's one of his picks. Now I'm going to go a couple more that he gave me. This one is, so Brian's like, if you want dividend income, if you know, you can't get interest in your checking account or savings account, and you're not looking for a high flyer, just one that you can get interest because it's I don't know what you call it, Brian, but PIHPP. What's that one?
Yeah, that's, I don't want to get into too much detail, but that's,
no, I know what kind of company. It's like a fund.
It's a shell company. It's going through a merger. It's been renamed. It's run by a guy and Kyle Seminar is very smart. It's basically a preferred. It's an old holding company structure that is a very attractive preferred. So look, as I think about it, I have sort of a barbell in my own portfolio, which is I like to have a couple of preferreds. One of them is actually the Curate preferred, QRTEP, which is the new security that came out in September. If you look at it, that's an 8% yielding vehicle.
Can you give me that? Sorry, can you give me that ticker one more time?
QRTEP. And that was the spinoff. That was the $3 of the $4.50 I mentioned that came out to shareholders. So that's a very, PIHPP is a very illiquid but high quality preferred security. It moves around, you know, trades by appointment. So that's not a very liquid stock, but you'll see it's if you look at the balance sheet, it's covered a couple times over. It's a high quality company. I'll own that until I don't, you know, and I'm never going to sell it. That just pays some bills.
Yep, that's your dividend. So he gave me a high dividend, and then another one when he bought it lower than me, but Wendy's, which I've owned for a while, but during Corona, he's like, Jason, they're gonna still keep selling. This is what he said to me. He goes, they're gonna still keep selling hamburgers, like they're gonna sell hamburgers. And so I bought in not as big a position as I bought another one, but I bought a smaller position at. No, I bought actually a bigger position, and I sold some recently. But I bought Wendy's at $7.70. Wait, no, $11.10 is what I bought it at, and it's today at $22. And why? One reason I like it, it has a dividend as well, right, Brian?
Yeah, and they played a little. You know, look, the crisis for COVID put a lot of companies in distress. They cut the dividend, came back. It's a very stable company. It's a $10 billion brand. I know it well. I've been out of the boardroom for almost 2 years now.
Were you on the board of Wendy's?
I served the board as their sole designated board member at Arby's and then Inspire Brands. So it was a subsidiary company.
Inspire Brands, is that public?
No, that's the vehicle that's trying to buy Dunkin' Donuts right now. So Arby's and Buffalo Wild Wings. We bought Buffalo Wild Wings with Arby's, and that's when we renamed it Inspire Brands.
Or you guys did that?
Yeah. Well, Rourke and the partner and
yeah, but you helped with that dollar.
Right, that's pretty amazing. That's crazy.
Now I want to move off stocks for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the hedge funds business a little bit, and what I wanted to ask was, do you guys you guys aren't actively trading? You're taking fundamental approaches, so this is probably not as important to you, but do you guys hedge? Like, when you buy stock in a Wendy's, or when you're at, like, is hedging a big part of what you were doing, but or probably not because you're a fundamental investor?
Yeah, I don't want to comment on strategies. It's not homogenous. Everybody's
Okay.
different. I know you guys are trying to sort of, figure out how people do things. Everybody does things differently.
Okay.
I say it's not homogenous. My former colleagues are the best at what they do, and I call it liquid. We called it liquid private equity. Very concentrated, long, portfolio, 100% investment strategy. But I think you guys are obviously talking about trades and shorter term stuff, and so people that are much smarter than me can get on and talk about whatever they're doing in their portfolios using derivatives and hedging. And I mean, hedging is to me, calls and options are basically leverage. I'll use them occasionally to express a point of view. So, like, for example, I wrote puts on QVC. Like, when we knew about this position and we put a big position on, I also looked at the options market and said, they don't understand what's going on. I was able to sell puts for 225 with a strike of 10, and 450 was coming back. So there was an underlying security that was worth 550. I'm getting paid 50% of the stock for insurance. And oh, by the way, that's now $4. That's free money, right?
That's free money. That's like going to the casino and know you're going to win.
Yeah. But there's some dislocations, and that's the nice thing about having a point of view and going deep on things, and then taking advantage of options and calls and derivatives over time. But that's not really my specialty. And I think, if you try to look at hedge funds as a broader class, especially the ones that trade and have, quarterly targets, they want to make money every quarter. They're trading, they're managing net exposure aggressively. So look, it's, I can't comment on how we did things, but
that's fine. But like, when you look at a play, are you looking at the industry or the TAM first? Or like, are you looking for, just in general, for you now, forget back then, for you now, like, how do you, I get your QRTA, but like, I know in 2 weeks you're going to have something else, or 3 weeks. Like, how, go ahead. I want to know.
I look at, there's some verticals of expertise I've acquired over time.
You know who you sound like? You sound like that movie, the guy, he has to rescue his daughter, and come on, you guys know the movie.
Is that Liam Nielsen?
Yes, and he goes, there's a certain amount of expertise. I have certain things that I've especially trained, and I'm going to kill it, and that's what you sound like. But go ahead. Yeah.
Like a mercenary?
Yes, you sound like a mercenary. Yes.
Market mercenary. Okay, that could be your show name.
Yeah, Mark Taken. Yeah.
Maybe I should open up a Twitter account and call
it.
Well,
no, let's call it Benzinga Brian. You'll be like our Benzinga Brian. You could come on. I got you first, man. Exactly. So yeah, like, your next thing, is it just you paying attention to things, or looking at these dislocations like that you just found with the QRTA and QRET, P?
Yeah, look, I mean, it's a nice position to be in, but I'm basically looking, I'm fascinated by value. I've made a couple private investments. I'm an owner, a private investor in a book rights company, Dunkin' Donuts franchisee. I'm looking at Wendy's. I'm looking at coatings, actually, with a couple partners.
Looking at what? What's coatings?
The coatings business. So one of the last investments I was involved in was in the coatings industry. So think paint companies.
Yep.
We think there's a fragmentation there. So I think about that a lot. I think I look at that industry. So we're having conversations. I don't want to get into too much detail, but that's a platform that I'm working on.
Yep. By the way, I'm a big believer in Dunkin'. I already know. I mean, I bought it because of Charlie D'Amelio, and I'm seeing on social media people are drinking Dunkin' over Starbucks, and then 2 months later, then they get a buyout, and I didn't really have the full position established yet, so it's kind of annoying. But
Jason's a big Charlie D'Amelio fan.
There you go.
Do you know who that is, Brian?
No.
Okay.
It's like a 16-year-old TikTok star. It sounds weirder when I say it out loud.
Yeah, that was really that was really bad that he said that. Okay, that's like, I don't know.
No, it's like a personality. It's like a Gen Z like celebrity, like the equivalent of like a boy band. For the new age.
Jason, I saw you at Barstool headquarters the other day. Can you tell me about that? How was it?
So I walked in there. I was there, and then they called me in. Big Cat. And they kicked out Brandon. They got in a fight. Brandon was pissed. And they're like, take his seat. I'm like, I don't want to take his seat. Like, take his seat. So I take his seat. And then I interviewed Riley, come here. I interviewed Dave Portnoy for like a hour and a half. Just say hi real quick. This is my daughter. She's the one who knows Charlie D'Amelio. She's the one who I'm just trying to give it.
I was joking. Let's clear the record.
Yeah. Okay. So I just want to, yeah, because that quote gets into clipped. So it was really cool, Brian. It is cool to see someone that takes his conviction and doesn't stop. You know, the way that like people describe him as is as relentless. And this is like, and I was texting with him today about that. But I'm gonna have some really cool stuff that comes from it. But I like the varying way that Barstool goes about their business, and it's just really interesting. And so I don't know, some of this stuff like makes you sometimes like, wow, like like because you know these guys like are kind of like famous celebrities and you don't think you can talk to them, and so it was interesting. So do you watch Barstool?
No, I listened to it a little bit on Sirius Satellite Radio, which I just discovered it's a station now.
Yes, and actually the yes, there's more to come for that one.
Jason was on it.
I was on it. I was on it. I'll bring it on. And so Brian, I am getting some feedback that I don't know if they're saying you're. No, I'll just be out there. They go, Brian looks really smart, you know. So does that mean you're ugly? Oh no, this one said he looks really good. He looks good. So
you're ugly because you're smart. They're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, I guess you're good. So no, my
I'm Jason 25 years now. I don't know if he said that, but
yeah. Well, no, my brother wrote he looks really smart, and then you remember Jeff, you know, Jeff D. I don't want to say full name because he's paranoid on that stuff. He's like, he looks really good, you know. He wrote he's bigger than Portnoy. Right. So you know what we're gonna do in the future, Brian? So in like a month or two, or when you do your next deal, will you come on for 5-10 minutes? I think this was very helpful how you take such a deep fundamental approach to investing. And there's only so much Brian can say, and he's a pretty private guy, so he's not like on Twitter. Don't try to look him up. He's not there. This took me like 2 years to get him to come on for just the little thing. So that's kind of the story. Thank you, man. We'll talk to you later. Have a good day. Yep. Peace. Bye-bye. Okay. And the truth is, Brian is like a private guy. He's not into like, he doesn't need the media. He makes investments and goes, and he's just a really honest person too. That's the other thing. He's a really honest person. So when he puts these trades on, he gives me like the whole story, like the downside, this side. Like, it's like he's almost like, I don't know. He's like protects me so much. So it's nice. And guys, when he gives me the trades or gives me the things, it doesn't mean it's 100% no brainer. It does not mean that. I want to make that very clear, because if it did, then on that, you know, Carol's group, I would have put a ton of money into it, right? There's risk to every single trade. When I gave you guys Upwork at 15 and 16 and went down to 14, and that Lexi was yelling at me, there were times where I was doubting my Upwork. I remembered what I knew in the market did, that they changed their pricing model, and no analyst had that in their report. So I knew they changed their pricing model, and that could be a reason for a catalyst, but it's not a catalyst if everyone knows it. So what I did was I went to the Benzinga Pro news desk and I said, can you give me some Upwork research reports? And they gave me 3 reports. None of them had the pricing model change. None of them. So that wasn't in the thing. So my calculus said, so when Upwork had earnings, the day before earnings, I went and looked at my stuff. I'm like, am I going to regret not being long enough at this position? So I went extra long. So I wanted to take more risk. Now, the thing I screwed up on Upwork is I sold too much of it after earnings. That I did. And because it was such a
but you say that, but I'm always an advocate for taking money off the table. Right, you're already up 100% on the stock. I mean, let's lock in some of those gains. I don't think you should kick yourself for that. I think you played it exactly right. You know, you took some of the money off the table, up 100% on the trade. You let half of it keep riding, and you know you gap up another 30%.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm just looking at it, and I feel like it should be bigger, but I hear you. Like, because the way, Luke, I know you're saying that, but like Tesla, I never sold, right?
All right, let's talk Tesla. We have to talk Tesla, because you know what I named this show? So Tesla options trades.
Okay, let's let's talk Tesla, but let's go to this thing for a second. We need a Benzinga video editor that goes to our old shows. We need a video editor that goes to our old shows, because 3 weeks ago, Luke, Tesla was sitting at 390 to 405.
Yep.
And people told me it was dead money in the chat, and I said I'm going long, and I bought the stock and I bought call options. Okay, and I did, and I did that. And people are like, oh, Jason's playing dead money. This is, you know, I like Jason's picks and everything else, but this is dead money, okay? And at the time, it felt like that. But that's when you make your money, when you do stuff, when it's, and I'm not looking for great calls, because, guys, I have losers too. I gave my brother a stock, I don't know if he's listening, but I gave him a stock, like, no brainer, GAN, G-A-N. I mean, it was down like 15%. Now it's probably flat from where he bought it at. but like I thought that one would make a move. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not. I'm only saying I'm not always like, yes, there may be more wins than losses, but we should always talk about both sides of the scenario. GAN has been one that not a great story for me at all. Bad story. So it's just this. It wasn't just a technical trade on Tesla. It was a fundamental trade. There was 3 catalysts that I brought up. And what I'm saying is we need a video editor for this show because I want to pull up those clips from two weeks ago, not for you to say, oh, Jason, this. I want us to look at the sentiment. I want us to look at what the chat room was saying so we can look back at some of these things because this is where the most money is made. You sometimes got to make these buys and don't look and just don't look and then see what happens. Okay. And that's what I guess I would say to you.
All right. Well, check this out, Jason. I might be the only person in the world. I bet the only person on this stream right now who has never traded Tesla before. And I want to, I've got an inkling to make my first Tesla trade today.
Oh yeah, because you want to do.
Let me ask you some questions.
Okay.
All right. So the way that I want to take a position in Tesla is I want to sell puts and use that to get effectively long the stock. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a strike price for puts, sell them, collect that money now. And as long as Tesla stays above my strike price, I just walk away with the money that I get. If the stock drops below my strike price, then I'm forced to buy it for whatever that strike is, even if the shares are currently trading lower. So either way, I'm either just taking the money, I'm selling the puts, taking that premium, walking away, calling it a day, or I'm buying shares at a major discount to what they're trading at now. So Jason, my question for you as the person who knows Tesla better than anyone I knows is what's a price that you think Tesla 80% chance it's above this price at the end of the year?
We'll be above 500 by the end of the year. 520.
Okay, that's aggressive. So if I were to do $400 a share, it's like there's no way it's going below 400. You feel very good about that?
Can I share my screen for a moment, or then you'll do yours?
Yes, share yours.
All right. Because people are asking me questions about my Tesla option, so let's just do that.
All
right. Okay, guys, I know it'll be a small window. I'll fix it. I'm learning. Okay, it's small, right, guys? Okay, home gamers. Small. Okay. Is it still small, guys?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Now it's not.
There you go.
All right. So here are my Tesla. I had more options, but now here are my Tesla options now. I own the Teslas, the 520 December calls and the January 540 calls. Okay. These calls are up 67% and 156%. They were down 80% and like 60% when it was at 4, so I bought more, but whatever. I mean, look at my upward calls. That's crazy. And I sold a bunch of those. Okay. And so I'm saying to you, by the end of the year, you're going to look at Tesla probably close at 485 today, maybe 4. That's what I think. I think by the end of the year, you're going to have Tesla 530 to 560.
All right.
540.
So if I'm putting my stake in the ground at $400, you think I'm totally safe? So you're not totally, right? You can never say.
Why are you selling puts versus selling calls?
Well, if I'm selling calls, then I'm getting short the stock. If I'm selling puts, I'm getting long the stock.
If you're selling, say again. I was reading Jacobi's text.
So rude. He had so much time, and now he's still,
Oh my God, hilarious. I mean, well, you guys are like brothers. Okay. So he just wrote me a text with that. I was so confused with how he's talking about.
Okay. So check this out. So what I'm looking at right here is this is the December 31st, 400 strike puts on Tesla.
Okay.
Right. They're trading at $10.60.
Okay.
Okay. So I can sell these now. I can sell one contract of this for $10.60. It represents 100 shares. So by selling this put, I'm going to collect $1,060 today. That's just cash going into my Interactive Brokers account. Right? Great. Free money. Here's the risk that I have. Let's say Tesla is trading at $300 a share on December 31st. I have to buy the stock still at $400. So that's the risk that I'm taking on. Is that on December 31st, if it goes below that $400 level, I'm buying it for whatever it's at.
Okay. So then you should do that.
That's what I'm saying. Is that like for my first Tesla trade? I mean, is this one that you feel good about?
Yeah, I mean, your only negative, and this is what your negative is, if you have to buy the 100 shares at 400, that's $40,000.
Yeah.
So that, like, how do you get out of that problem? Are you able to like not do that if the thing is wrong? Like, what do you have to do?
Well, I can trade around the position, right?
No, I don't know what you mean by that. No.
So right now the puts are 1060, you know, and I'm selling them. Let's say the price drops and the puts go up to $20, right? I can buy back my position for that $10 difference. So I can get out of it, you know, for basically $1,000 or
Got it.
so.
I mean,
I can trade around it.
Yep, I get it. So are there, I got what you're saying now. I got it. So are there, but they said lots of buying power needed, that I'm not sure, but are there
They're
guys?
basically saying, can I get assigned 100 shares of Tesla?
Yep.
Right at $400.
Are there guys in this chat right here on the YouTube chat for our afternoon show that consistently use like credit spreads and call spreads and selling stuff for income and make money consistently with doing that? I just, if there are, press one, because I have an idea. But Luke, we'll stay on your trade, but I have an idea where I have an idea, Luke.
My trade's made. Boom. I just got it. So I just got $1,000 credited to my account. Again, Tesla stays above that, I walk away with the free $1,000. All it's got to do is stay above $400, 20% discount. Worst case scenario, it drops down. I'm buying shares for 400, plus I get to keep that 1,000 still. So I'm still buying shares at a steep discount to what they're at today.
Okay. So then, what if I sold a call? So basically, if I sell a call at $500, at $600 today, what's that mean?
Okay, let's see. So let's go over to the $600. All right, so if you're selling a call at $600, you're effectively getting short the stock. So you're gonna walk away with this 1760 times 100. So you're gonna walk away with $1,760 today, as long as Tesla doesn't get above 600 by December 31st.
Okay. Now, if it does, what happens?
So if it does, let's say it goes to $700, you've got to sell that stock to somebody at $600. You got to sell somebody 100 shares of it at 600. So you're out the $100 difference. So
okay. So, you know. So let me ask a question. What if I want to sell Tesla calls at 700? What's it at right now?
All right, 700. I think that's the highest strike. Yeah, okay, that's as high as they make them.
So 650.
Yeah, so 750 was the last trade. $700, 750.
So let's just say I sell one call right now. I collect $750.
Correct.
And then as long as it doesn't hit 700,
as long as it doesn't go above 700, you're good. On December 31st.
I'm so good. So why don't I sell 10 of those, right? Because the buying power you need.
Or let's say the thing goes, if you sell, let's say the thing runs to 1,000, right? It just goes fucking crazy. There's more stimulus checks. Everybody buys the stock, right? So if it goes to 1,000, right? Then that's $300 per share. And if you sold 10 contracts, then that's 1,000 shares. So your trade would lose you 300 grand.
Got it. Okay.
If it were to go to 1,000, so the stock price doubles over the next 41 days. Unlikely, but that's why you can still get that $750 for each contract you sell, because there is risk there.
Got it. Now I don't want to like ever reject someone's comments, but this guy right here said Tesla won't go over 615 by end of year. This is comments made by AB. No one knows that. If you knew that for sure, then you would do exactly that. You would sell 650 calls. I mean, like if you knew that, and you know, so, and you guys know I own a decent amount of Tesla stock, so I have it. So if I'm okay selling it at 600, 650, it's not a terrible trade for me. Correct, Luke?
Yep. Correct. And my trade, right? I want to recap my trade. So I sold puts at the $400 strike.
Keep this conversation going. I'm gonna see something crazy right now as you're going. Talk about this, the call protection. I'm gonna see if I can get, and you guys are gonna think I'm bullshitting you, but I think I'm gonna see if I can get Mark Cuban to come on right now to talk about when he hedged himself with his Yahoo broadcast.
Wait, what if they don't want? What if they don't want Mark Cuban?
Oh yeah, if you don't want Mark Cuban, then press.
Then leave
2.
now.
If you want Cuban, press 1.
Okay. All right. So while Jason's working on that, I'm going to talk you guys through my trade. So I sold puts at the $400 strike. So for about $1,000, right? So if Tesla stays above $400 by December 31st, it's 41 days from now, is what Interactive Brokers here is telling me. Then I keep that $1,000. I walk away. I get $1,000 into my account. Great. Nothing happens. Right. That's the deal. Let's say that Tesla drops below that, right? I have to buy shares at $400. Here's why I'm okay making this trade, is because I want Tesla exposure, right? I want to start building a position in the stock. I'm not in it at all right now. So right now the stock's at $500. So I'm either saying, okay, I'm going to walk away with a free 1,000, or my position building is going to start when the stock is at a 20% discount to what it's at now. So that's how my trade works. And let's throw this one out here too. Let's just do the simple long short. If you like Tesla, you're long the name, throw the 1. If you don't like Tesla, you think it's got some downside headed into it, throw us the 2. So then I can start to see where my trade is going to set me up at. All right. Does that sound good? And yes, selling the naked put, you need buying power reserved. Yes, you do need buying power reserved. I'm lucky because I've got crazy margin that Interactive Brokers offers me. It's nuts. All right, and now we got the 1s and the 2s rolling in. They're flying. Everybody,
Do they
1,
want
1,
them?
1, 1, 1, 1, 1. They like Tesla.
But do they want Cuban or no?
They did want Cuban.
Hold on.
Right, Frank. If Tesla does go to 300, I'm paying not 40,000 for 30,000 stock. I'm paying 39,000 for 30,000 a stock, because I do still keep that credit. But yes, that's exactly it.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Keep going.
All right. Yeah, they want Cuban. And you know what? You know what we have to do? Have to do today. We like, I've got like 9 more things on the list that I want to get to. I got 3 more stocks I want to buy today, but I don't think we're gonna get to them. But what we have to do is we've got to get to this chat challenge, guys. This is the weekly contest that we are throwing out for the chat. This is your chance to go head to head versus your fellow chatters. Let's see who can pick the best stock for a different theme every single week. We've got our corny graphic here made by Benzinga's very own Spencer Israel with some lightning bolts flying out of it. And I am going to throw up the spreadsheet in just a second here. But before I do that, I'm going to remind you all what the question was of the week. We threw this one out on Monday when Michigan announced new lockdown regulations. We are here in Michigan, sitting in Detroit. We said, what is going to be the best COVID-related play of the week? All right, and we used COVID play loosely. It's got to be somehow related. It can be an e-commerce stock, it can be a vaccine stock, it can be a work from home stock, whatever. Somehow it's got to be COVID related. If you wouldn't, and it's not obvious, you have to justify it. But the question was, what is the best COVID related stock of the week? Number 1 winning with his Jumaya pick. This is the Amazon of Africa, JMIA. Clearly a hot stock this week, up 56%. Scott in the chat again. Everybody, round of applause for Scott. We've been running these competitions for 3 weeks now, and Scott has won 2 of the 3 weeks. Boom. So there is the pick there. You got your winner, Scott. Number 2, that is with CRSR. I thought that was a therapeutic stock. It's not. This is a mobile gaming stock, up 29%. Number 3, Kelvin in the chat coming in with Workhorse Whiskey Kilo Hotel Sandy, up 14%. Some other highlight tickers that did well: Ride, Peloton, Fubo, Penn Gaming, Zoom, Shopify, Learn, and here I am sitting down, hanging out at position 11 with my Nautilus pick. Basically, I'm saying it's people are buying workout equipment with COVID cases on the rise. But I'm just going to give us a real quick scroll down here. And what I think that the takeaway is that we got to start listening to Scott B in the chat. I mean, we've only been doing this thing for 3 weeks, and he's nailed 2 out of the 3. I got last week's asking for the worst performing stock. Of course, I picked the worst performing. But Scott, shout out to you. That you already got the prize. I mean, the prize is a $100 Amazon gift card for your stay-at-home experience, your 2020 stay-at-home experience, and also some limited run Benzinga merchandise. So I don't know, Scott, if you want to take double. or if you want something else, you know, but email Stacy at benzinga.com. Oh, Scott. Okay, Scott named his prize in the chat. This is one that I am absolutely okay with. I'm sure Jason will be okay with. Jason, you know, we've got Scott V here. You know, he's won 2 out of our 3 contests. Can he name his own prize, do you think?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Scott, congratulations. You asked to be CEO of Benzinga. We got consent from Jason. Hello, everybody. The new CEO of Benzinga, Scott V. See, we take these chat challenges seriously, guys.
I'm not paying it. So when does he start? What day? What day does he start?
Scott V, we're going to get you going tomorrow. It is a 7-day-a-week job, 365 days a year. You do get 1 PTO day a year, but we're going to get you rolling full-time tomorrow in that new CEO position. And guys, if you did not get a chance to participate in the chat challenge, we're back at it next week. Every week again. This is the Trade Ideas Show, guys. We're going head-to-head. We're seeing, you know, who can share the best ideas, who can we start to listen to. That's why we're doing these chat challenges.
But I don't want people to forget, we are talking about the hedging of the Tesla and what Mark Cuban did with broadcast.com, Yahoo. I just sent him the email. So for him to come on right now as we speak, that means he has to be at his computer. That means he has to be not doing something else. And that means he has to be opening his computer, seeing the email, and then clicking the button. So there's a lot of things that we need to play for us at this moment for that to all work, for him to see his email, click it, and then explain how he did the broadcast Yahoo hedge. You guys know, like, it's a lot of things that have to come together for this to happen right now. If it doesn't happen now, hopefully will happen in the future. So
that's good. He teases us. Like, I wanted to talk to Cuban. I never talked to Cuban.
Oh, what I want is this. I think there's a lot of people in the market that get hurt a lot and don't hedge themselves, and you know, like, they don't hedge themselves and don't protect themselves. And Mark did that better than most. And so I just think it's something that's powerful. So that's why I think he should, you know, come on and show a little bit how he did it, or it would be great to education to empower the average Joe investor, not, you know, this Wall Street. So I think we'll be able to make it. I think we should be able to make it happen, for sure. So okay, so the chat, you got the chat challenge thing done.
You got the chat challenge. I want to recap. Okay.
What do you want to recap?
I was gonna say the only other thing I want to do, but before we leave today, is recap what those trades are that we both have on Tesla, because we're getting more questions about them. But if you've got anything else, go for it, and we can recap the trades at the end.
No, keep going. Just keep going.
All right. So again, we're talking Tesla trade strategies. What I did is I sold.
Want me to open your Benzinga Pro, or what do I do?
I thought it was already up. Sorry, guys.
No, that was me. I got it.
All right. So I sold 400 strike December 31st puts on Tesla. I collected $1,000 of premium today. As long as the price of Tesla is about $400 on December 31st, I walk away with that free $1,060. If the stock price drops below 400, I am starting to build my position in Tesla at $400. And again, I'm okay making this trade because I do want to start building a long position in Tesla, like a core long-term holding. And so if I can buy the stock in the future at a 20% discount to what it's at now, I'm okay with that, even though it could be higher than where the stock is 41 days from now. So that's my trade there. Jason, you're long, I believe, straight shares in Tesla, correct?
Yes, straight shares, and I'm long call.
Okay. Can you tell us what the calls are?
Yeah.
If you can't, that's okay.
No, I had my screen on.
Okay.
I had my screen on, but
okay, all right. You want me to add it back in?
Yeah, I'll add it back in. I just did it. So my calls that I'm long are right here. Where are they? This one, my E-Trade account. I don't know, right here, December and January's. See this right here? I'm long December 520s and January 540s.
All right, that's the trade.
Now, hold on. I have another guy that is doing the exact same trade you're doing in Tesla, Luke.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Who is it?
His name is Brent. He's going to come on just for a second.
Okay.
1 second.
All right. One Mississippi. Just
Hopefully.
kidding.
No,
Okay,
I mean,
I thought that was
hopefully.
funny.
No,
We'll
it's
see.
good. It's maybe not funny, but
If you guys think that I'm funny, I like to think that I'm funny. Give me a 1 in the chat. If you don't think I'm funny, give me a 2. I do need that feedback. I make a lot of jokes. I just can't help myself all day. Like my girlfriend will be trying to talk to me about something serious. She'll be like, we need to talk, and I'll be like, yeah, of course humans do. Otherwise, we would never survive as a society. It doesn't go well.
okay, here he goes. Okay, here he is. So he's
You have your guy? Okay, I was about to pull up
yeah.
my Neo.
Okay, so Brent, you said you're doing something similar to Luke, correct?
Yeah, pretty similar. I'm just
Okay.
all I'm doing. I'm just. Can you hear me? Hold on. Let me turn the volume.
Yeah, we can hear you great. You're great.
All right, 1 second.
You're better than Brian's microphone, and Brian's like a billionaire. So
there you go.
Wow.
I'm just leveraging my shares that I have in Tesla because I'm long Tesla, and I've got December 11th, like 600. I sold the call. Like I put them way out of the money just to collect the premium. I think I've got. I actually did this a while ago. Let's
talk
see.
a little closer to the mic.
All right, so I have a December 11th.
Thank you.
I sold the 600 call, and I did 2 contracts. I think I got paid. Looks like about 500 each on those, and then I did the same thing with 600 or 580 calls. Sold 580 calls. December. I got paid around 500 each on the contract, and then I actually
wait, stop. Your December, you're going too fast for me. Your December. Hold on, I gotta look this up.
So you're basically you're selling calls against the position.
No, but hold on. But look.
Yep.
He sold December 18th calls at 580 or 520.
December 11th sold 580 calls.
Okay, because I bought the 520s 18th, and I thought maybe I bought your call that you sold. But go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
I did that on the 17th, 3 days ago. And then on the 18th, I sold a $600 call, a couple contracts. And then I also sold a put way out of the money, $350, because I wouldn't mind picking up at $350 or close to that. I wouldn't mind if I had to sell my shares at $580 or $600. But most likely, it's just cash flow.
Yeah, so, no, that's great. That's great. So you're selling calls. Okay. Go ahead,
so
Jason.
are you doing a lot of it, like, or 1 or 2? Like, how are you going about it? Like, if because the likelihood of it going to 3, or the likelihood of it going to 680 before December, whatever, or 580 before that is low. So why only do 1? Why not do like 10?
Well, I'm not doing them naked, so whatever. I'm just leveraging the shares I have. So
got it. I thought everything's. I'm not going to say it, but stuff's better naked. I don't know. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, well, I own the shares, so might as well it's really just a cash flow play. Like I don't expect to get called out, or I don't expect to put I don't expect the price to go under 350. It's really just safe cash flow. Probably like 95% chance that it doesn't hit.
Okay, so Brent, I want to take one of your trades. What should I do, Brent? I want to do one of them. What should I do? I own a lot of the common, I own a lot. What'd you say, Brent?
I could be wrong. You want to just only talk Tesla or anything else?
No, just what else do you got?
I've been going a little heavy on DraftKings, just like selling puts pretty cheap at a lower price. Just I don't mind picking up DraftKings at like 35, 40, whatever. So
you're selling puts 35. What are they selling at?
What's the stock at?
No, what are the puts? You say how much are you collecting? You're selling 10 puts of.
Yeah, like, not a ton. Let's see. I mean, they're like $150, 200 a contract, picking up just a little.
And what's the strike on those?
I sold a put at $39.50 on the 17th for December 11th. DraftKings $39.50. Sold the put.
Okay.
And then I sold.
So you're either buying the stock at a 20% discount, or you're walking away with $200.
Correct. I don't mind. Yeah, because I want to load up on it.
Yep. Yeah, start build the position. That's exactly how I thought about my Tesla trade. Exactly the same way. I want to start building the position. I'm either going to walk away with some cash, or I'm going to build it at a 20% discount now versus if I start just buying shares out right now.
Right.
Why aren't you doing Penn National? That's my boy.
Yeah, I don't know because it's so high right now. I just feel like DraftKings is so low, and it's. I mean, everyone. I from a personal standpoint, I always use DraftKings, and everyone I know uses DraftKings. So I just feel like it's only a matter of time before.
Yeah, but DraftKings, I thought DraftKings you can't make bets like that. Like I thought it's just like you do the fantasy stuff. You can't make a bet like I want to bet on Dustin Johnson.
You will be able to eventually. That's what the impression I'm under is that like in the future, a couple months down the road, when more states legalize gambling, that you'll be able to just go on DraftKings and place bets, right away.
You're right, and he's right. But this is a time for my favorite segment of the show, the thing behind the thing. Did you guys know DraftKings licenses or uses some of Penn's licenses for states that it's in? So one of the reasons I like Penn is it has, I think they have casinos in like 13 or 16 states. To go with online gambling, it's much easier when you have a casino already in that state. So that's why I like Penn. But so Penn's a little bit the thing behind the thing. You'll hear me and Dave talk about this next week. Portnoy, my friend Dave, no, Mr. Portnoy, Dave. That was a total.
You're gonna start just calling Mark Cuban, my buddy Mark.
That was a total douche thing of me to say. That's for sure. Okay.
I'm thinking like local, like I'm getting emails. You can see that all the casinos are partnering with a different.
Yeah, you're right. FanDuel,
FanDuel's Greektown. I think MGM. I don't know who they're.
MGM's with. MGM is with FanDuel. Greektown's with Penn. Barstool's opening up their next location here after Philly.
I just got an email yesterday.
Okay, wait. So hold on, Brent. I want to go on a trade. So you drink it. I want to do a Tesla trade right now, live on the show.
Boom. Two Tesla trades live on the show. Let's go.
So, Brent, I have never sold anything like a call or Luke. Don't share my screen right now. I've never sold a call or a put. So I'm gonna do one right now because you are the man. Let's. Are you sharing my screen? You better not be doing that. Okay.
No, I'm googling how to sell puts for you.
It depends what you want to do. How safe do you want it? Do you want to pick the stock up, or do you want to just take the premium?
I just want to take the premium. I mean.
Free money is what you want.
I want free money. I want free money. So I have the quote up. I'm going to use the same brokerage that you use because that make your life easier. All right. So what do I click on? I got the calls and puts page up. Let's go. I guess I can show my screen now. I could share my screen. Let's do it. Hold on. I'm gonna share my screen, Luke.
You asking me?
No, I'm going to share my screen. That's not what I'm.
You said okay. Let's go. Okay. All right.
I'm not saying let's go to you. I'm just talking to Brent.
Yeah, you're talking to Brent. Okay, that's what I thought. All right, I'm just gonna. Okay.
I mean, look, you can chime in too because you have the thing too. So what do you guys? I want the free money. What do I do here? You guys see my screen I have up right now?
Well, it's way up right now. I would actually sell a call. Probably less likely than it's gonna hit, I would say. And I only like to do like a month out because I'm trying to just do monthly cash flow stuff.
Okay, so
December 11th, December 18th, something like that.
What price?
I don't know, 600, man. See what you
can.
All right. Hey.
And I'm still on a call, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, what just happened? Uh-oh. Okay. I keep looking to see if Mark Cuban's joining this thing, but so far he hasn't.
I'll keep an eye out.
Just put calls. Go to
calls. I did calls only right here. I just clicked that.
There you go.
I just did that. So now I got to click December 18th here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm clicking it.
I prefer if you actually hit that buy button right there where it says buy sell.
Oh, hit that. Okay, hold on.
It's a lot easier to go through.
Okay.
But you're gonna have to like kind of start over.
Now what?
Go to buy. Hit the buy button.
I just did.
I know. We're delayed. I'm looking at two screens right now.
Oh,
okay.
I'm sorry.
Go up. You have to go to the options.
What is he talking about, guys?
Go back.
Hold on.
Just scroll up from where you're at.
Okay, I did, but now you can't see my screen, so there's nothing. Okay, I guess we're not going to do it this way. I was trying to do it. We can't do it because I can't.
Can you open up the option chain? I think you were on it.
That's what I was on it, but he wanted me to go to the buy.
All right, I'll do it. I'll tell you how much you'll get.
No, I need to do it live on the show, Brent. We got 6,000 people
I did
watching.
one.
Tesla call by one.
Yeah,
600.
If you just you do it and then
6,000 on just Twitter.
So
Blue
you want
Moon.
Somebody chatted us typical Zoom meeting. Controls with the screen share and what was it?
So it's going to pay you if you sell a call, a 600 strike expiring December 18th. It's going to pay you around 1140.
So 1,140 is what you're saying, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna share my
Jason,
screen again.
if that
So worst case scenario, if it happens to be over 600 at expiration, or sometime before that, you're going to sell one contract 100 shares at 600. I think you'd be happy with that, assuming you hold the shares.
Say I own 1,000 Tesla shares right now, just to put it in perspective. So I would be saying I would sell 100 shares at 600 then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or you walk away with the free $1,000.
Yep.
But $1,000 though, is it worth taking the risk? In the sense, $1,000 is like so meaningless. If say your position is a lot bigger, $1,000, what's that do for you?
Yeah, but you also keep in mind it puts a sell point on it, and you're going to sell $100 more than the stock is now.
Yeah, so that means you're selling your shares, 100 of your shares now for $600 in the future.
Okay. All right.
The only time that ever hurts is if like the stock goes to like 650 and you sold at 600.
Then you're going to be pissed. But you're not closing out the whole position, right? It's sort of like you're taking some money off the table.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm doing it. I'm going back. I had
most likely, I mean, you're far enough out, 600 by December 18th, that it's not going to hit. And you're going to keep the 1,000 or the 1,200.
Yep. Which is most likely for my thing. Tesla's not going to hit the 400. For when I sold my put, so I walk away with $1,000. Worst case scenario, I start building my position at 20% below where the stock's at now.
Why isn't it showing an estimated cost? I got to do this. So I got to say sell to open.
Sell open. Yep.
And should I put the limit price of 1170? It's 1160 the bid. 1165 then.
Oh, you're buying a limit? Just buy market.
Market. Okay. I'm not buying. I'm selling. I'm not buying. You said buy. Right?
Correct. You're just opening the position. Yeah.
All right. And then the guys in the room do not like this trade.
Well, I think it's a decent trade, especially since you own a lot of the stock outright.
Dude, $600. It's at $491 right now.
Yeah, I think you could be putting these on every single week, right? You're saying, it's $1,000 now. You roll this on every week, $1,000 a week, right?
This is not a weekly. This is a December 18th, Lukey.
Right, but you can get out of it anytime you want. Keep in mind.
I'm assuming that there's, I guess I don't know how many options there are in Tesla, but I'm guessing that there's a ton. Like you could do this regularly. Like we have got to bring our friend Nick Shaheen onto the show. This is what he does. All that he does is he just sells premium every day and just creates such steady income just selling premium nonstop.
All right,
is he leveraged on does he own the shares, or is it just naked
premium? Nope, just naked selling premium.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yep.
It's a little risky for me because let's say it went to 650, you'd have to buy the stock at 600 or at 650 and sell at 600.
Yep.
Okay, so that's what we got today. We had a full lecture. Mark did not get back to us, Cuban. Maybe he'll come on another day. I really did think he was going to surprise us and come on. I'm not joking. But he didn't. So that's what it is. If you enjoyed today's interesting show, subscribe, hit the like button, smash it. We want to be able to do more of these shows, but we'll get cut off air from our bosses here if we don't have more.
Israel is his name.
Spencer Israel, yeah, he. And then I have that book, the book that Josh Brown wrote, Signatures. Go on Twitter, give the link to the YouTube thing, tell people to subscribe, and do #ZingerNation. And I will give 2 signed books from Josh Brown. I can get them personalized. You want to give them a holiday gift to your parents, I can get Josh to write what you want. And maybe one. And Brent, thank you for coming on, man, and sharing your trades. You and Luke did it. I just sold a call. I have proceeds of $1,164.48, and we'll see how it goes. And if it goes well, then me and Brent will go to the casino and play some poker because Brent's easy money when it comes to poker. No, Brent used to be a professional poker player, guys.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, that's a whole nother episode in and of itself.
Yeah, he was a long time ago. He had like 8 screens. He sat at home and he really consistently made income or made money playing poker.
Those are the good old days.
Those are the good old days. That was when it was legal. It'll be legal again, right, dude?
supposed to be, well, in Michigan, yes. Within like the week, they're supposed to launch sites, so we'll see.
Okay. Thank you for coming on. I know I had to push you to get on. You wouldn't come, and I just said you have to.
All
so.
right, thanks for having
All right.
me. See you guys.
Yep. Talk to you guys later. Good job. Thanks for the help. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Cool. All right, Zinger Nation. With
So-
that, our week has come to
Wait.
an end.
So the name is not being chosen today, is what you're saying?
I'm like,
Tired. Yeah, I get it. Me too.
I'm just late. No, should we do the name
No.
voting?
I mean, I don't know where we're at. Is there an
It's
update on it?
1:33 already. We've been going for
All
a
right.
while.
Yeah, I know. I can't. I'm like sleeping.
I'm just late to my next lead gen meeting. We're going to talk about opening some more brokerage accounts.
Yeah, if you guys,
And the news
Hey,
desk is waiting on
if
me.
you
I
guys
actually have 3 calls all at 1:30, and I'm not
If
at
you
any
got-
of them.
if you guys, if you guys, you can go then. You guys, yeah. If you guys have ideas, oh, I thought I saw. Okay, if you guys have ideas how to, make our Twitter more interesting with like good content and like pithy thoughts, I like to add value on this stuff. Please let me know, and you can come potentially work here or help run our Twitter. It's twitter.com/Benzinga, or even my own Twitter. And we got this guy Aaron here. I don't know what he's doing, but he's looking at me weird. Anything like that, you can just email me, jason@benzinga.com, with a few bullet points. We appreciate you. Like, subscribe, go to Benzinga Pro. Hey, and the other thing is, if you use online brokerage like Fidelity, email Fidelity. Say we want more Benzinga news. Send me a screenshot, and I'll send you Benzinga swag. Give me your address, size for a shirt. Email Fidelity, say we want more Benzinga news, and I will send you screenshot. I'll send you some swag. We appreciate you guys. Thank
And I'm
you.
going to send you a virtual hug.
And Luke's going to send you a virtual hug.
Yeah.
And your time doctor's popped up.
Special like that, yeah.
All right. And then we want you guys are here, and I know a lot of you are chatting, but feel free to converse even if we're not talking about it. Talk about trades you're making. Get the community going so you guys can talk about different trades you're
Woo!
making. and stuff
This
you're
is a
seeing.
trade idea hour, baby. That's
Yeah, it
why
doesn't
we're
mean-
here.
Even
That's
if we're
what gets
not
me fired up.
even if we're not able to like talk about the trades, you guys can talk about each other. And Russell Black for Benzinga Pro, I want to be able to drag and drop tickers from one watch list to the other. Yeah, that's no brainer. We should be able to do that. Can you have 2 watch lists open at once though? How would you do it? I don't even know how you would do that. So
Maybe we'll do a tutorial next week.
okay, guys, thanks. Good show. Have a good weekend. If you want a show on the weekend, email Luke@benzinga.com. If you want a show on the weekend, email Luke@benzinga.com. You guys are Zinger Nation. That's Benzinga Pro, and that's how you can slide between watch lists. You're right. But email Luke@benzinga.com if you want a show on the weekend. If you're looking for business development roles here, and you can bring close sales, we could use
I'm free
you
all day tomorrow if anybody wants to chat about Benzinga rolls.
You can call them at 248-207-0141, 248-207-0141. Would you guys ever consider doing emails like ARC Trading Desk? Okay, so I don't look at those emails all the time. Genuine Athletics, email me that email that you're referring to at jason@benzinga.com, benzinga.com. And then if you didn't get a chance to listen to our show on Wednesday, Wednesday afternoon, we did the history of Benzinga, the name choice and all that. It's the last hour of the show. Please check it out and go from there. And we thank you guys and much appreciated. Much love. We love you. Bye-bye.
All right, peace, guys.
Peace.